forgive me because I am trying to film this review on my lunch break. This is probably the only time I have to get this review up. So forgive me if you guys hear the door constantly open and closing. You hear the trains, you hear the horns. I'm on my lunch break sitting outside in the yard. So this is a very quick, you know what, let me backtrack first. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to click the subscribe button. If you are not a new rock star and you've been here since the very beginning, welcome back. So we're going to talk about this viral Instagram pasta place. You guys are making a lot of things viral on Instagram, and I'm always here for a pasta moment. So I went to the viral pasta place called Pasta de Pasta in Manhattan.
$10 pasta in NYC, and it was worth every height. The pasta quality is absolutely insane. Our minds were blown. Run, don't walk to customize your delicious pasta dish.
It is on 1st Avenue between 11th and 12th Street. I went there on my lunch break a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to see what the rave is about because I am a girl who loves her pasta. Anybody that knows me knows I love my white carbs, I love my pasta, I love fettuccine Alfredo. I'm here for it. So this place was very interesting because it was rather small. It wasn't a line of the block like a lot of the videos have been showing. I think because I went during the not the late afternoon, but the late afternoon nonetheless. So there wasn't a line completely out the door, but it was a line inside when I got there. They do have a seating area. The seating area is not a ton of space from what I saw. Like I said, I didn't walk through the whole place. I just stood in the front, but the sitting area was rather small, and it was a ton of kids in there. Like I said, I went during the late afternoon on a Tuesday, so you know, I guess everybody was in the mood for pasta this particular day. So the base for this place is fettuccine Alfredo. It is the only thing they sell. You're not going to go there and get a red sauce, a pesto of any sort. Like, it is fettuccine Alfredo base. They did have lasagna on the menu. I did not get the lasagna. Like I said, I solely went for the Alfredo moment. So I will say that I do appreciate the pasta being made on the spot. Like, it's not sitting in, how can I say, like, you know, when you cook pasta, if you let it sit, especially like the processed pasta, like the box pasta, if you make box pasta and you let it sit, the starch will make it stick to itself. So they don't have it where the pasta is sitting. So like they're making it kind of as they go. I believe the pasta is also made on site, so it's not something they're putting out of a box. They're cutting it, they're making it, and they're boiling it on the spot, right? The only thing I saw other than the pasta being cooked on the spot was the chicken. I'll post the menu somewhere in here, but I didn't see anything else being prepped. I will say something that did kind of bother me was the food was out in the open, kind of like how Subway's has their condiments and toppings open. That's the vibe it was giving, where everything was out in the open, but it was in the window, and the window didn't have any glass because they want you to watch them put the pasta in the cheese wheel and everything. Yeah, I didn't really enjoy that much because, again, when there is a crowd, their influx of people they're in the window. And it was also, it's hot in New York. Everybody's been saying it since Glorilla dropped that song. It's been 95 degrees literally every day in New York, except for like 2 days last week where it rained for 40 days and for 40 nights. But It's hot and our flies are reckless, our gnats are reckless. So it was just a little, you know, I felt the topping should have been covered. So I went and got the chicken Alfredo. I brought one for myself and one for my supervisor because he wanted to try it as well. Now I will say, as somebody who enjoys pasta, you can always tell the difference between a pasta that is processed and a pasta that has literally just flour, eggs, and water. This tasted like it was just flour, eggs, and water. Like I didn't feel full. Like, you know how we eat pasta, you feel heavy afterwards? Well, let me backtrack. We eat American pasta. The processed pasta, you feel very heavy and bloated afterwards. I didn't feel heavy or bloated. Like, I could have ate probably a second bowl of that because I didn't feel bloated. I didn't feel sluggish. It didn't put me to sleep. I was able to get through the rest of my shift without a lethargic feeling. So I'll post the videos in between so you guys can see what was being done. I was put off, one, by the young man that was there. Again, I get it. Some of us, I don't know what kind of day this young man was having. I don't. Who am I to judge? But he just seemed very uninterested in being there. He seemed very over it. The way he was slamming everybody's foods down, X, Y, and Z. So I just didn't like how he was tossing everybody's bowls to he wasn't very inviting. Like, from the Instagram videos, you would think this place is very inviting. The 3 people that was there the day that I went were not very inviting. They were not very warm. But again, I wasn't going there to sit and eat anyway. I was going to get my food and go back to work and eat. So it didn't really, make me know, never mind. But if you're somebody who's big on customer service and people being friendly, tread very lightly. So I ended up getting, like I said, I got the chicken Alfredo. Now, again, back to my initial comment before I went on that rant. With the processed pasta, you can taste like how heavy it is. This was actually very light. Now, again, because Americans, we Americanize everything. Most people do not realize that Alfredo is really just butter and Parmesan cheese. I don't know when cream got introduced to this mix, but I am a American Alfredo girl. So if it's cream based, I'm here for it. If it's not, I'm okay with it. So they did use a little bit of cream. It wasn't overly saucy, I will say that. Like, it wasn't a runny saucy like how Olive Garden does their chicken Alfredo. Like, Olive Garden chicken Alfredo is drowned in sauce, which I'm not complaining. I am not complaining at all. I am a loyal Olive Garden girl, so I am not complaining. But this wasn't drowned in sauce. And the chicken, again, because America, we have such a processed and oversaturated palate. It was like, literally, you could tell they just probably seasoned the chicken with maybe a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper, and then they tossed it in that in the cream sauce, and then they kept it moving. So after they boil the pasta, they put it in the sauce, transfer it to the cheese wheel, and then they, the hot pasta melts the Parmesan wheel or what have you. Like, the only time I've seen this done other than when I went to this place was when I went to the Versace Mansion in Miami, and I ordered the pasta, the queso, I don't know how to say it. I'll put it down here. I'm not going to try to butcher what the name is called, but it was really good. And again, the only thing I say it lacked was a little bit of salt, but I blame that for my American palate. Like, I feel it's so much sodium in our food. You can tell when something doesn't have a ton of salt in it, and you feel the need that you have to put just a little bit more salt. So that was my only really issue with this pasta, is that the chicken was pretty bland. and I had to add salt to it. My supervisor didn't put any salt in his, and he told me not to put any salt in mine, but like after the first 2 bites I was like, nah, I need a little touch of salt. And it sucked because I was at work, so I didn't have any of my Celtic salt that I use, so I had to settle for the regular iodized salt, which I try not to use a lot of anymore. As far as taste wise, minus the fact that, you know, we're going to disregard my American palate, it was good. On a scale of 1 to 10, it was like a 7.5. Like, the chicken could have been way better seasoned, but I'll accept it for what it was. Price point, the base itself, so the pasta just by itself is starting at $9, and it's not a huge bowl. It's really like, it's not a huge bowl of pasta, and then they charge you per topping. I only got chicken and Parmesan cheese, which I felt was diabolical that they charged for Parmesan cheese like a sprinkle. Like, I had to, I'm like, sir, can you put some more Parmesan on that? I am a grown woman. I am not 2 years old. Give me some more Parmesan. So the toppings ranged anywhere from $1 to, I believe, $4. So my bowl by itself came to about 13 something, and we got 2 bowls and 2 sodas, so it came to a little under 30 something dollars, which I guess for fresh pasta is not really that bad, but y'all know how this inflation is going in America right now. It's really disgusting. Overall, is it something that was worth going viral? Absolutely not. I don't understand why people went crazy with it. I don't know if it was just the aesthetics of it, them putting the pasta in the Parmesan wheel. I'm not entirely sure what else made it this hype. Like, it's a small place, it was hot, it was crowded. It wasn't, I didn't see the point in it going viral, if that makes any sense. Like I said, I'm sorry guys, like, I know my phone is moving around a lot because I'm outside on my lunch break filming this, but it wasn't worth the viral hype. And I'm not even sure how, like, this just, I don't even know, I think somebody might have sent this page to me, or it just came up in my algorithm, because I'm always like, I have a coworker who I'm always sharing food videos with, so him and I are always sending videos back and forth, and I guess somewhere along that it fell into my algorithm. But it wasn't worth the hype. Like, I make better chicken Alfredo. Again, was it cute for the moment? It was. Was the food bad? No. Was the customer service bad? Yeah. Would I go back? Probably. It's okay. Also, with that, there's no train station close by, so it was really out of my way. Like, I had to take the bus to this place because the train would have put me so far out the way. So it took me roughly about 15 minutes from where I was from, and I was in the Lower East Side. So this place is located in the East Village, like I said, on First Avenue. So it took me about 15 minutes there, about 10-15 minutes to wait for the food, and then another 15 to get back. But I think the bus driver, he actually was pretty quick on his wheel, so we got back maybe in less than 15 minutes, which was a blessing for me. So if you take the bus, I believe it was the M14 I got on. The M14 let me off on Delantian Avenue A. The M15 is somewhere on 2nd Avenue. And if you take the L train up there, the L train will put you off at First Avenue. You're just going to have to walk down and walk over to Avenue A and First Avenue. If you know the city, like, you know, it's not that hard to get around, but it's just, you know, some things when there's no train station nearby, it is very inconvenient. Oh gosh, guys, the sun has finally decided to come out. So again, overall, I would give this place, on a scale of 1 to 10, overall it's a 7.5. Again, was it worth the whole viral rant everybody did? No, it wasn't. There's better places to go for pasta, but it's cute if you're looking for something quick and you want a reel for the Instagram, so be it. But if you want, check it out. If not, you know, you're not missing out on much. But there's a J train going by. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on my next one.